This time around, we're going to look at Crane's strengths as an artist in composing visuals that supported his storylines, both in terms of advancing the plot and giving his strip the right ambiance for the sort of stories he was telling. For instance, Crane was very skilled at designing his panels, using a combination of props and background to establish mood. Here, Wash has been shanghaied aboard a ship. Everything from another sailor's leg sticking out from his bunk to the rat scurrying across the floor to the discarded shoe lying nearby is designed to highlight Wash's sad situation. During the 1930s, Crane also became more and more skilled at using blacks and gray tones effectively to create mood or to generate a sense of danger or a sense of suspense. Crane was also an early innovator in the use of automatopoeic sound effects in comic strips, something that has since become a common part of the medium's visual language, but that prior to Crane was very rarely seen. Crane used the usual sound effects, such as bang and boom and whack, but he also had fun with this, inserting sound effects that weren't even remotely realistic, but still somehow sounded right. A guy getting hit with a wet mop, for instance, elicits a whackety plop. There's a sockety sop. Other examples include Kyrash, or somebody falling through a plate glass window gets a clatter. A common one that Crane often used in fight scenes was lickety-wop, although it wasn't that unusual to see an occasional whoppo as well. And Crane was quite good at using the right letter styles to highlight his sound effects, varying the size and the boldness of the letters as needed to once again create the right ambiance for that day's strip. There were, in fact, a number of cartoony elements to Crane Arts, a legacy of the strip at first being a humor strip. But he combined this with realistic and often very detailed vehicles and backgrounds, creating a world that the readers could actually believe in, something in which we would become immersed in Wash's and Easy's many adventures. It was this combination of cartoony figure design and sound effects with more realistic elements that made the strip so effective. It was real enough to make the readers care about the main characters, but it was cartoony enough to keep the often high level of violence from seeming too brutal or too graphic. So, though the body count in the strip was often quite high, it always created the feeling that Wash's and Easy's adventures were just good, clean fun. The two adventurers would end up in countries with names like Candelabra or Sneesia, where they would fight wars, hunt for lost treasures, or encounter old enemies with unlikely frequency. One storyline had them helping the rebels fighting against a South American dictator. Another had them shanghaied aboard a whaling vessel. Crane stranded Wash and Easy on remote islands on several occasions, often with a pretty girl in tow. Now, in regards to the many attractive ladies who appeared in the strip, Crane, like many comic strip artists of his day, knew that it was the man of the family who normally bought newspapers, so he didn't stint on including female supporting characters who were very nice to look at, and who often played the damsel in distress role. But his ladies were also usually portrayed as brave, independent, and with strong individual personalities. Now that's it for now. Next time we'll take a look at Crane's work on the Captain Easy Sunday strip. We'll take a look at how the Second World War affected the stories that Crane told, and we'll examine the factors that convinced him to eventually leave washtubs behind and begin a new comic strip.